So
Yes.
I'm really, guys, excited to introduce this program to you guys. This is very much just an introduction. We're not going to give you everything today. But, you know, and this stems from what we've just seen Jen and Frankie do as well. You know, we want to ensure that our umpires remain at the top of the international world. That's really what we're looking to do. We want to foster their development and ensure that they have all the resources they need to succeed. And in order to do that, we have to start early, and we have to start planning for this. And so here we go. Quite simply, this is our vision. We want world-leading officiating performances by high character individuals. That's what this program is going to shoot for. That's our vision. This is what we're going after. We may not get to it right away, but you know, this is the big vision. This is big up on the board. And how are we going to do that? Oops. Machine is unhappy. So to do that, this is our mission from this program is to provide high-level training and support so we ensure that we have exemplary success internationally. Now, that's what we want to do. That's a quite lofty goal. So how are we going to do that? How do we know what is exemplary success? We've come up with two factors. Really, we're looking for those people that could travel and represent our country to represent be in the top 10% of a crew, however you define that. We're looking them to be at the top. And we're also looking to see, are our people being used in high leverage competitions? You know, are Canadian officials being assigned to the big games? We know there's other factors that go into this, but we're looking to make sure that our people, or we're wanting our people to excel in high leverage. Jen worked the first base in the Olympic gold medal game. That is a high leverage, you know, competition. That is success for us. So to do this, we've defined a clear pathway, you know, and a set of resources that we're going to give you guys in order to get you to this goal. So the pathway includes what we're calling an umpire performance matrix, which considers 5 different aspects of being a modern day international umpire and official. And really, what this is based on is the long-term player development matrix that our country has developed for our players. We've adapted it for umpires. So this is what we're going to look at. We're going to look at technical, tactical, mental, physical, and life skills that you need. We're also going to make sure that you have resources and educational opportunities that focus on developing these 5 skill sets. And we're going to have an identification and progression tracking for people that enter into the high performance program and model. So section 1, the matrix. Let's have a look at it. So like we said, we've got 5 skill sets. Technical, basically, this is just how well you do things on the field, how you execute your techniques, the mechanics or skills. Tactical, that's the decisions and choices and how you move and move on the field and what you do, you know, depending on situation, how you apply that, the different interpretation of all our different skill sets. Mental, we're focusing on focus, concentration, preparation, and your performance state. Are you ready to officiate? And are you able to succeed at that high level? Physically, we're looking for strength, speed, and stamina. We want to ensure that you're able to be successful from the beginning of the event to the end of the event, not just meeting one standard in between. No, we want you to be as strong as you can be on day 1 as you know, on day 1 and day 10 to be the same level of fitness. And then we're looking at some life skills, you know, nutrition, sleep management. Are you okay with international travel? Are you a leader? Do you understand different cultures? And are you able to adapt to those while you're away? And are you ensuring that you have some kind of life balance and you'll be able to do this and you're not going to burn out? So those are the 5 skills that we're looking at. How are we going to do this? We're going to measure them based on 4 different ways of measurement. You know, we're going to introduce the skills at certain levels. We're going to look at how you develop them, how you bring them together, consolidate them, you know, show that you've learned it well and that it can be executed without really thinking it through. And then in the upper levels, we're looking to make sure that you've refined that skill, you know, that you can execute it at will in in-game situations, and then you can react to things based on the in-game situations that you encounter. And then finally, the ultimate level is, are you maintaining that skill? You've reached the very pinnacle of that skill, and are you just working to maintain your skill set? So those are the categories that we use in the matrix. And the 4 categories that we're going to look at of types of umpire are what we're calling a community umpire, a competitive umpire, a high performance umpire, and an elite umpire. Recognizing that different levels of umpire, different types of umpires are going to require different skill sets. So quickly, a community umpire, basically, these are the backbones of our program, but they want to aspire, and they have the talent to officiate at local and league play. That's where they want to do. In our parlance, that's going to be level 1 and 2, and they're going to do mostly local and league play. Competitive umpires, these are moving into our initial rounds of championships, provincial and Canadian and Western championships. There are level 2s, 3s, and 4s, and they can almost all minor games they can handle. And then they're working their way into adult fast pitch. High performance umpires, they're going to work at our minor and senior Canadian events, as well as international championships. We're looking at level 4, level 5 umpires, and our WBSC umpires with the ranking of a 1. So we're looking at, again, U19 and senior Canadian championships where they're going to excel, world championships, international tournament series, exchanges, the WBSC, U15 and U18 World Cups. And finally, the upper levels, the highest degree is the elite umpire. And that's where they have the talent and aspirations to succeed and work at World Cup levels. And these are our WBSC umpires 2 and 3. And we're looking at the U23 men's championships, the men's, the women's World Cups, and the Olympic Games. So those are our different rankings and categories. As you see, as we get in, we're going to have a quick look through the matrix. What we've done is I'm going to focus on just the first 7 or 8 skills of maybe 10 skills of the tactical and technical skills. And we'll just show you how they progress from community right through elite. And then we'll look at some of the latter 4 skills or 3 skills under the elite level. And this is so that you can, kind of see where you're progressing. Now, the technical skills, as we look at, they're not just these 15 or 12. I think there's about 80 or so skill sets that we've looked for and identified. So as you can see here, this is for a community-based umpire, introduction, develop, consolidation. There's a range of skill acquisition across this umpire. Just because you choose to adapt or work in just community level doesn't mean that that's where your skill set is. You have other reasons you may just choose to do this. So as you can see, we're mostly in introductions, development, and consolidation of those skills. Moving into the competitive umpire. Again, some of the same skill sets are there. We're moving more from development and consolidation, and we're adding in refinement. Some things that we're seeing should, as you get up to the competitive levels, you're no longer just introducing using signals correctly. We're expecting that to be more towards consolidation and refinement as they get along, for example. Moving to the high performance program, everything shifts to the back end or pushes along into the refinement category. We're trying to refine all these skill sets, working to do our best on it, and then also maintaining them. So we're moving through our matrix into this part. Next, and finally, we're looking at the elite level performance. And again, we've moved almost entirely away, at least for these particular skills, from refining, and we're just maintaining. So we're expecting that all of these skills are to be at the uppermost level of being an umpire. So that's our, the tactical and technical skills that we've combined. Like I said, there's about 80 separate different categories that you can see, or will see when you see the matrix. Looking at physical standards, we've got 4 different things: endurance, speed, mobility, agility, strength. Again, we expect that you're able to umpire 3 games per day at a maximum level. This is kind of the highest level that you would ever be expected to do at an international championship. Sprint speed, it's moving, it's still a high priority, but you can still be developing it, strong mobility and good strength throughout. Into the mental skills. And again, the community, the competitive, and high performance have the same charts. We're just showing the elite here as we look at the different sections where we're looking for you to develop. So Mental skills, generally, we're looking confidence and presence, grit, resilience, focus and intensity regulation, and team player. And you can see how they're broken down there. By the time we expect you to get to the elite level, these are things that you know how to manage. You're going to have a mental performance program developed in your own self and know how to deal with high leverage and high stress situations. And then life skills. It's important that people are able to not just excel on the field, but be able to work and succeed off the field as they train. So, you know, the athlete is committed to high performance, making and maintaining world standard, you know, sound nutrition and hydration protocols, comfortable traveling internationally and to competitions. You know, you can maintain your fitness and nutrition while you're away from home. You can balance softball, life, families, work, etc. You know, you're paying attention to your sleep. You're making sure you're well rested. You're doing things that are going to ensure that you're able to succeed. So there we go. Those are our 4 categories, our 5 skill sets that we're looking at across our 4 categories that form the matrix. Moving into section 2, which is where we look at the different program resources and opportunities that we're going to provide, as this is going to be an ongoing program. And some of the programs that are going to come forward or you're going to be able to partake in, we're going to offer mental performance, a program, and coaching. You know, we're going to give physical performance programs and coaching. We're going to arrange a rule study, whether this is testing or groups working together, but either way, there's going to be some form of study of rules to ensure that we're up to date and as familiar with the rule sets as we can be. We're going to assign performance mentors, people that are going to work with you based on where you are in your career, so that you have somebody to talk to that's been there before you and can help you advance as you do. A big emphasis on pre-event preparation and assistance and mentoring. So this is as you're selected to attend an international event for Canada, you know, you're going to be assigned a mentor and somebody that can work with you that's hopefully been to that very same event and can give you tips and tricks and help you prepare by giving you the realities of what you're going to experience, whether that's from team play to travel, if they've been to the same country, what type of issues exist within that type of play. Again, post-event review and planning. This is where we debrief. This is where we go over, how did your event go? How did your preparation for the event go? Did it go well? What went well? What didn't? What can we do differently going forward? And then also looking at how you performed at that event and deciding what you need to work on or refine or maintain to move toward as you progress toward the next event. You know, so we're going to do strengths and weaknesses, so we all understand exactly where you're at and what you're going to do. And finally, we're really excited about this one, is we're going to run what we're calling a international umpire training and assessment camp, which is essentially, it's going to be every 3 years, and it's going to be an opportunity for somewhere in the country where we can get our active international umpires together and on the field so they can be evaluated, and we can go through training and assessment to make sure that we're all game ready. And you know, the leadership of the high performance program, the people that were sent, you know, making the decisions about to send you overseas to represent us, have a really good understanding of where your current skill set is and what you're able to, where you're going to be able to succeed on the field. And finally, section 3, identification and participation. So what does this look like once you're in the program? So before we can, you know, work with you, we have to find you. So where we're going to start is we're going to start with every umpire that attends a Canadian championship. We're going to add you to our database. Just getting added to the database doesn't mean we're going to add you to the high performance program, but it does mean we're paying attention to you. And so in order to be eligible, you know, we need you to have umpired for at least 5 years, obtained a level 3 designation, and we're looking for somebody that's scored, you know, somewhere between 84 and 88 at a Canadian championship. So this is, you know, we're looking for people that are, you know, not just meeting the standard at a Canadian championship, you know, so a level 3, in order to move to a level 4 after taking your clinic, you need to achieve 80 out of 100 on the scoring matrix. So we're looking people that are going to be looking at they're going to be at 84 and above. We're not looking for people that are just squeaking in. We're looking for 84 and above. And then on a level 5 situation, we're looking at 88. And, as we go, we're looking for, you to be above that mean average. So, and like I said, we're going to, as we develop and launch the program, we're going to encourage our provincial partners to maintain, a complementary database of people that they're getting ready and they're paying attention to in order to send to Canadian championships. And, like we said, we're going to scout and we're going to track you, pay attention to your fitness, and make sure how you go along. And once you've achieved a high level of score, that's going to bring your name to our attention. And then, through discussions with your provincial leadership and an interview process with the person, you're going to add you to invitation. You can receive an invitation to join the high performance program. So, and an inclusion in the program is going to be reviewed on an annual basis. It's not just something that you get into that you get to stay in forever. We want to make sure that people are participating and progressing through the different parts of the program and maintaining the required levels of performance and fitness. So what that active participation looks like is every couple months, you're going to have to send us a fitness test to make sure that you're maintaining the standard. We're going to send you a questionnaire to make sure that not only are you physically strong, but you're mentally strong. Just check-ins, not judgments, just check-ins to make sure it is. If there's things you're excelling at, struggling with, anything that you might need to do in order to make sure you're able to succeed. You're going to keep track of your games, your caliber of play, the different umpire systems you work, and then the positions you work in. So you have an idea of where you're working, what you're doing. Like we said, you're going to do some self-assessments, strength, weaknesses, etc., and some goal setting. And you're going to ask that you find and have an annual evaluation completed by a C/D evaluator every year, that you complete the different learning resources that are available, you participate in the program, and you work in any other activities that the program lead deems appropriate for that year's high performance program. So that is a very quick introduction to what the high performance program is going to look like. The intention is to, do our first poll of database participants following this year's Canadian Championships, and then launch the program shortly after that. So questions for me or about the program as we move along?
There hasn't been any so far in the chat, Scott, so you must have really explained this very well.
All right.